$100 million. You know, and he's his own boss. He can say and do what he wants to do, having a great team.
Yeah.
Because no one person can do it by himself. That was the core of the team.
Gotcha.
You know, and it was a tremendous sacrifice, you know, especially for me. I worked like 15 years straight, 7 days a week, 20 hours a day.
Wow.
You know, that whole middle part of my life,
yeah,
it didn't exist. It didn't exist.
And now you have this egg on your face and things are falling apart. And now people are wondering, did you get screwed or was it your own financial ignorance and now you're bitter?
People taking shots at a great fighter, Mayweather. Probably the same people that were, applauding him and saying how great he was at one point, and now they're taking shots at him like they're almost, like they get pleasure out of seeing a great fall, potentially.
You're right,
fall.
but when you call yourself the money man, you do it to yourself a little bit too.
No, I can't argue.
Leonard Ellerbe recently addressed the rumors claiming Floyd Mayweather lost his reported $1.10 music billion fortune, admitting he was not surprised after spending years alongside Mayweather. Ellerbe saw firsthand the champion's extravagant lifestyle and the massive cash flow that came with it. In his opinion, that constant spending culture eventually played a role in the fight.
And from day one, what it is that, and then they know. Everybody laughed at me. They laughed at me. They say, "Oh, he's just talking nonsense." I've been told.
Leonard Ellerbe explains that once someone reaches the incredible level of fame and success that Floyd Mayweather achieved, criticism becomes unavoidable. According to him, the true challenge is not avoiding negativity. Music, it is responding to it with discipline and
when you're on top when you're at the top, you can expect criticism. It just comes with success, and it's all about how you handle things. And me personally, none of it's personal.
Ellerbe believes Mayweather had the opportunity to build a lasting and powerful music business empire. However, he suggests that reaching that level of long-term success would have required stronger focus, careful planning, music, and smarter strategic decisions.
Right.
But he was the first one that had a team surrounded by him that our focus was the business and his focus was the boxing. And in turn, we built the brand, built Mayweather Promotions.
Yeah.
And Floyd became his own boss.
Logan Paul recently mocked Floyd Mayweather Jr., claiming he is still owed $1.5 million from their exhibition fight and is waiting for the remaining payment to be made.
On the 1.5 from Floyd Mayweather, he made this video simultaneously with the beef with Le'Veon, and I don't know, maybe it's coincidence, maybe it isn't.
Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2. The fight nobody asked for except me. I need this because if Floyd wins, he can finally pay me my $1.5 million. I don't care about the legacy fight. I don't care that these men have a combined age of 100 years. I care that Floyd Mayweather, the best boxer alive, uses those same hands that made him 100 million to Venmo me my money. And Floyd, if you're watching this, win it and pay me back or I'm gonna send my goons after you. Gotcha. Hey.
I really don't know why I watched that. Yeah, listen, dude. Logan is, again, functionally a coward for not doing this. I was really excited for it, too. I couldn't wait. That was about to be content, son. But, I mean, okay, yes, I understand if he is under WWE contract.
Teddy Atlas points out that many people who once praised Mayweather are now among those criticizing him, seemingly taking satisfaction in what they see as a dramatic change in fortune.
He was Mayweather, Money Mayweather, and now he's suing because he went through his money, blew his money, whatever. Look, I don't know what the truth is fully in there. I know Steven Espinoza was named. He ran Showtime at the time. He was named him. I never was a fan of Espinoza. Again, I'm not afraid to say and not mince my words when I feel a certain way. And and I've taken arrows for it, and of course I've also taken some praise for it. That people say, hey, Teddy's going to say what he feels. I was never a fan of him. I never thought he was a man that kept his word. I never thought he really did a great job over at Showtime. I mean, they put some good fights on because the fights were available because the land.
Wack 100 rejects the idea that Mayweather is broke, insisting that real wealth is about more than money in the bank. He argues that Mayweather's greatest strengths are his peace of mind and his refusal to be affected by gossip or public opinion.
Right now,
What's that?
his peace of mind. When I send him things, like I send you things when it's pertaining to you, when he gets the time, he'll call me and he say, "Hey, Wack, what's that?" And I tell him, he said, that's nonsense. He said, well, as long as they trying to figure me out, they not going to be able to figure out what they need to do. And he continues to move. I will say this without saying too much, that I've seen him pass on some big deals based upon the business he already has on the table. But again, I've been to his home. I talk to him regular.
Paulie Malignaggi argues that if Mayweather had kept his finances private, far fewer questions would have been raised. Instead, by constantly showing stacks of cash and luxury possessions, he invited intense public scrutiny of his financial situation.
Flaunting himself like he was the guy who was making that kind of money. And for all intents and purposes, I assume he was. Everybody assumed he was, and it seemed like he thought he was because he wasn't complaining. He was showing off, you know? This is why, as I get older, I feel like, and everybody always tells you this when you're young, like, keep your finances private, you know, and this is why I think this is a big reason why. First and foremost, you notice that if you don't keep your finances private, everybody and their mothers ask you for money constantly. And they don't ask you
that
for
happens either way.
And they don't ask you, well, people assume you have money, but if you flaunt it, you definitely, they confirm you have money. And they don't ask you for money like you need to buy the Rolex or the Lamborghini. They'll guilt you into it. They need their mother's dying in the hospital. They need to pay for a funeral. Their kid is sick. Like, they guilt you into it, and you almost.
One boxing analyst takes a closer look at the surprising reports of financial problems surrounding Floyd Mayweather, a fighter long known for displaying extraordinary wealth. Throughout his career, Mayweather worked closely with influential figures such as Steven Espinoza at Showtime. Now, however, he is pursuing a $340 million lawsuit, claiming unpaid revenue, although his longtime advisor, Al Heyman, is not officially named as a defendant. Music. The growing legal dispute continues to attract headlines. The analyst also suggests that Mayweather's habit of spending on luxury cars, expensive jewelry,
in this video. Now, I've been covering boxing for double-digit years. Allow me to take you through it. A simple Google search shows Floyd Mayweather. You type in his name, you're going to see some fight photos and whatnot. But the top stories, and there's multiple stories, and we're going to take a look at some of them. But as mentioned, Business Insider is now reporting what you see on the screen, that Floyd Mayweather is being accused in lawsuits of owing millions of dollars for luxury watches, gold, and rent on palatial apartment, right? The bullet points. Floyd was sued for allegedly failing to pay rent on a luxurious duplex.
Expenses connected to luxury homes, costly lease agreements, and reported unpaid balances allegedly began piling up, eventually leading to multiple legal disputes. A couple in Miami who rented a condominium to Mayweather claimed that nearly $500,000 in rent went unpaid. Music. Initial payments were reportedly made, but communication later stopped when efforts were made to collect the remaining money. Financial observers argue that unchecked spending, limited oversight, and relying on others for major financial decisions, music, can create serious consequences. They emphasize that fame and fortune do not automatically provide financial stability.
Represents the $500,000 in arrears plus late fees minus a deposit that Mayweather paid at the start of the lease and the $100,000 catch-up payment. So they deducted what he did submit when he was made aware of this, the $100K, and I guess a deposit. So the remaining balance is that. An attorney for Mayweather did not provide a comment by deadline. He has not responded to the lawsuit in court. In a separate legal matter, so we've already went over one with this luxury condo in Manhattan, right? But a separate legal matter, a Miami jeweler sued Floyd Mayweather last month, alleging the boxer owes more than $1 million for jewelry.
Paulie Malignaggi and Chris Algieri discussed how Mayweather could face financial concerns despite music, earning enormous amounts throughout his career. Malignaggi says it is difficult to understand how someone operating at Mayweather's financial level could allow such huge sums to slip away. He compares everyday luxury purchases like sports cars or expensive watches with the massive revenue generated by Mayweather's biggest fights. While ordinary spending might barely affect such wealth, music, the scale of Mayweather's earnings means that even small percentage differences could result in enormous losses. Algieri adds that during his peak years, overlooking revenue from even one event could cause significant damage.
I don't know, like, there's guys who have a lot of money, okay? For me, I could go into a jewelry store, spend 20,000 at the time, like nothing. Like, you know what? I didn't plan on going there. I bought a Ferrari. I went to with my friend to go check out a Ferrari he was gonna buy. I went there and I'm like, I got this in my account. I could buy this right now. You know, like that. You know, and I'm not saying that's smart. What I'm saying is,
your accountant must have loved you.
yeah, really. but what I'm saying is, I got good money for that when I sold it. I'm
listening.
The used car market came back at the time. But anyway, what I'm saying is, it could go like that, okay? That kind of money. But bro, $340 million? Well, that's not Ferrari, bro. That's a lot of Ferraris, a lot of houses.
But Floyd had a lot of Ferraris. And that's the thing about Floyd. Like, yes, is that way too much money? Yes, that's a crazy.
Paulie Malignaggi also refers to past examples, pointing to fighters like Mike Tyson, who suffered devastating financial losses because of poor management and exploitation by people within their inner circles. Both analysts agree that Mayweather's situation likely was not caused by something that happened long after his biggest paydays, music. Instead, they suggest that recent reviews of financial records or newly discovered details may have revealed potential problems. Their discussion reinforces the idea that even boxing's biggest superstars remain vulnerable to financial instability.
Fight person, more than one fight, multiple fight
at the height of your career.
$340 million. There's nights where you didn't make that much money in a night.
But we heard about stuff like this with Mike Tyson back in the day. Yeah. Big money losses, people taking advantage of him, a number of different things. Now, all that being said and done, 10 years is the point. That is the major point of all of this. Because when you look about this now, 10 years, where does this come from? It makes me think that someone's gotten in his ear. And maybe, where does this come from out of nowhere? Is he going through the books now, 10 years later? No, of course not. Someone else is. Someone else is probably telling him, hey man, this is like this, this is like that. So you think
it did happen?
I don't know. I think someone, regardless of whether it happened or it didn't,
but that's what I'm wondering.
Unless it's coming out of nowhere, unless he literally is just getting just
he's losing his mind because there's a lot of rumors about him losing money, right?
Losing money, being I don't want to say destitute, but
the fact that Floyd would encounter some financial issues post his boxing career is not in any way a surprise to me. When you see the types of things that, if you believe anything that he puts on his social media, the travel that he does, the places he goes, and the amount of entourage he has, I mean, that's like a money pit. I mean, whether you're flying on private jets or you're staying at first class hotels or you're, buying expensive jewelry and cars and bags and you name it. I mean, it's all good when you're making those gigantic paydays and they're coming in, a couple times a year. You're making 40 million here and 25 million there, or even more, 100 million plus, when he fought the big mega fights with guys like Conor McGregor and Manny Pacquiao. But when that stops, that money, because Al Heyman, who is not named in the suit, but apparently is supposedly part of this problem, whatever. But I mean, I've known Al Heyman and covered Al Heyman's fighters and his business since the day he stepped in boxing in like 2002 with Vernon Forrest. And all that time, and literally in terms of the PBC, a couple hundred fighters that he's dealt with, maybe not personally, but that his team is and his company. To a fighter, you never hear anybody, even when they're retired and they're not with Al anymore. Nobody talks bad about him. In fact, if you ask most fighters, they'll tell you how good to them that he has been, that type of money that they've helped him make, and the person that
TMZ. Let's get to the TMZ. Floyd Mayweather sues Showtime, saying I'm missing hundreds of millions of dollars. Floyd Mayweather Jr. says he made over $1 billion in earnings over his legendary career, but the 50-0 fighter claims all the money didn't make it to his bank account. He is now suing Showtime, claiming they played a big role in his ex-manager screwing him out of hundreds of millions of dollars. In the lawsuit filed by Floyd in California and obtained by TMZ Sports, Mayweather says he's gunning to recover hundreds of millions of dollars in the misappropriated funds and damages resulting from long-running and elaborate something that Floyd should have known about or did know about or maybe did not understand. Because it seems very, very funny that Floyd would not know that the money was getting paid to Al Heyman and not directly to him. Regardless, I don't know the outcome of that. I will talk about this, though. The absolute blatant karma up in Floyd Mayweather's face for all the smack he talked about Muhammad Ali and how Muhammad Ali's name was only worth $50 million and he sold half of his name for $50 million and how he's made so much more money and that makes him all of that. Talked about how Muhammad Ali, I'm sure, or I don't know if he did, but I'd heard, talked about Floyd. Yeah, he did, because he talked about his money. And
it's phasing him again to him. He doesn't even control his social media. He doesn't see it. I'm telling you, he doesn't see it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's posting himself. He has someone that
he doesn't see it. He doesn't pay any attention. When I need something done, I have to send it through different channels for it to get done. But no, he's definitely not. I mean, we know that. He has tons of businesses going on. They were making accusations that he didn't own the things he owned. You're not going to find nothing in Floyd's name directly. You're not going to find, when you're dealing with that type of money and those type of situations, this, Vlad, it's set up. It could be a foundation, a trust.
Yeah, shell companies, corporations, LLCs, whatever.
I know some of these people that they'll say they own 40 different companies.